Hey guys, my name is Miraie and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today I have for you guys the top 10 weak to OP main characters in manga, manhwa, and manhwa. This list is not in any particular order and this list is based on solely my personal opinion. Be sure to tell me what you think about them after reading them. Now all that being said, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to get notified of videos just like this. And be sure to smash that like button as it seriously helps out both the channel and this video beat the YouTube algorithm. With all that said, let's get into the list. At number 10, we have Solan, Tang's sect, the most famous martial arts sect of all. By stealing its most secret techniques and to fulfill his dreams, Tang-san committed an unforgivable crime. With his ambition attained, he hands his legacy to the sect and throws himself from the fearsome Hell's Peak. But he could have never imagined that this would have taken him to another world, one without martial arts and grudges, a land where only the mystical souls of battle lay, the content of Dualu Dualu. In this world, only innate martial spirits can determine how strong someone can become, and our MC ends up getting the worst, trashiest innate martial spirit anyone can have, which is the blue silver grass. But he doesn't use this to stop him from trying to use his knowledge he acquired from his previous life to succeed and bring glory to the Shrek Academy and to get revenge for his family. The art may be odd / kinda quirky, but you do get used to it as you start to read it, and what's even more amazing about this series is that there are subsequent sequels with a similar weak to strong MC sort of scenario, with Solan 2, Solan 3, and Solan 4 being based on the same premise. Personally, for me, Solan 2 is much better than Solan 1, and it is actually pretty cool seeing how there's an integration / cameos of previous manhwa integrated between each of them, and as they're based around 10,000 years apart from each one in each timeline, it's not necessary for you to read actually Solan 1. You can actually just start with Solan 2, but it becomes easier to read Solan 1 if you want to get spoiled for spoilers. And all of them are still currently ongoing, and the art just gets better as times go on. At number 9, we have Star Martial God. The MC, Yi Jing-hee, is a star martial arts practitioner, and the story revolves around his journey on becoming the greatest star martial arts practitioner and the highest god. He starts off as a weak cultivator, though he is blessed with good innate talent, which allows him to be picked up by the vice principal of the Star Martial Academy, where he builds his cultivation base and makes important contacts. After a face-off with a bully, he gains a special awakening, allowing him to learn the ways of the Star Martial God. Through this, he is able to slowly gain insights and rare heavenly treasures, and meets important friends and important waifus, who help him rebuild and gain back the glory to his hometown, as he rebels against the emperor of his land to defend his family and to save his friends from bad situations. At number 8, we have Divine Throne. While the demons were rising, mankind was about to become extinct. 6 temples rose and protected the last of mankind. A young boy joined the temple as a knight to save his mother. During his journey of wonders and mischief in the world of temples and demons, will be able to ascend to become the strongest knight and inherit the throne. Lang Hao Shen, our MC, takes to fight these demons as a holy knight and tries to save the world and rid the world of these demons that have invaded Earth. With the help of his friends and his beautiful waifu, they work together, slaying demons, risking their lives to keep the world safe. At number 7, we have The Breaker. The new English teacher, Chun Woo, is not your ordinary teacher. Shihun, a victim of constant bullying, unexpectedly witnesses Chun Woo's fighting power and begs him to make him his disciple. Chun Woo claims he can teach Shihun only if he is truly determined, and Shihun must jump off a bridge into a deep river in order to prove it. It turns out, however, that Shun Woo and his powers are more than meets the eye. Shihun makes a grand entrance into the hidden world of martial arts, and he is about to be taught by the best there is. At number 6, we have Zen Martial Arts Academy. Zen is a type of inner power energy that is essential in the martial arts world, and the amount of Zen everyone has is different. Ming Yum is a person without Zen, and who wishes to become East Asia's strongest martial artist. Due to an arrangement with his sister about which major she wants him to take at school and what he wants, he left and wandered around only to end up in a bad neighborhood. He ended up saving a girl, but he himself got beaten up in the process, because he possesses no Zen. Then he got saved by a foreigner girl who suddenly appeared and announced that she was his fiancée. Now what will happen next? At number 5, we have Kuro no Shunkashi. After losing his memories, the curtains of a story of an alternate world transfer of the MC rises. That's why it is an isekai manga, though I recommend you guys sticking around for this because it is pretty good, I would say. After our MC transferred to this new world, he changed his name to Kelvin. While steadily leveling, he adds new subordinates by mastering his skill, and by the time he noticed it, he had obtained overwhelming power. Our MC tries to raise his skill and level so that he can summon the angel that allowed him to reincarnate in this world with this power, the angel that he apparently fell in love with at first sight. The MC is a battle-hungry power junkie who loves to get in tough situations and fight fights that he's clearly disadvantaged in. Through some good old MC plot armor comes to save his ass most of the time though, through his trusty companions and his seriously overpowered skills. Calvin is also not the main hero of this world. He is just someone who won the chance to reincarnate in the world, though he gains more skills and power through his battle junkie attitude, and thus becomes the driving force in trying to save that world. At number 4, we have Apotheosis. Apotheosis, elevation to the status of god. Lao Zheng, now a humble slave, was born as the eldest son of a wealthy family. Due to his family's decline, the kidnapping of his sister by powerful force, he can now only be stepped upon by others. However, heaven near seals off all exits. An ancient book left by his father reveals a secret divine technique, giving the reader immense power. But what is behind this power? This is a contest against fate. At number 3, we have Black Clover. Asa and Yuno were abandoned together at the same church and have been inseparable since. As children, they promised that they would compete against each other to see who would become the next Wizard King. However, as they grew up, some differences between them became pretty obvious to observe. Yuno was a genius with magic and with amazing power and control, while Asa could not use magic at all, and tried to make up for his lack of magic by training physically. When they received the grimoires at age 15, Yuno got a spectacular book with a 4-leaf clover, while Asa received nothing at all. However, when Yuno was threatened, the truth about Asa's power was revealed. He received a 5-leaf clover grimoire, a Black Clover book of anti-magic. So obviously Black Clover already has an anime with over 130 episodes. So if you also would like to watch the anime, I would also recommend watching that, except that would take a lot more time, though that would give you something to binge watch during this whole quarantine period. Personally, the anime is pretty good, though it suffers from a lot of the same issues that One Piece does, where they end up spending 5 minutes repeating what happened in the previous episode. So the openings are pretty badass, so I do recommend you watching it, though personally I prefer the manga as obviously it is ahead, and I just prefer manga because I can control the speed at which I go through the content. At number 2, we have Tales of Demon and Gods. Ni Li, one of the strongest demon spiritists in his past life, standing at the pinnacle of the martial world. However, he lost his life in the battle with the Sage Emperor and the 6th deity ranked beast. His soul was then reborn back in time to when he was still 13. Although he is the weakest in his class and has the lowest talent at only Red Soul realm, with the aid of the vast knowledge which he accumulated in his previous life, he trained faster than anyone, trying to protect the city, which in the coming future was being assaulted by beasts and ended up being destroyed, as well as protecting his lover, friends and family who all died by the beast's assault, and trying to destroy his sacred family whom abandoned their duty and betrayed the city in his past life. Now this Manhwa and Star Martial God are both created by the same author, so that's why the art styles are pretty similar, though Tales of Demon and God has more chapters, I believe, at 275 I think out right now, and they both have web novels based on them, but personally I prefer Tales of Demon and God because the story is a little better. There's also more action and there's a bigger group of people that you actually get to see in Tales of Demon and God. The waifus are also there. They're essentially the same thing where both of them have 2 waifus. That's not a secret, so I can just say that because they're pretty obvious. There are 2 waifus in both of them, and in this case though it's more of like he goes back in time, while in Star Martial God the MC was just in his present timeline, so he actually doesn't know what's going to come up, while our MC here had the advantage of already knowing how to succeed. Tales of Demon and Gods is probably my favorite manhwa out of the entire list. It's a cultivation manhwa, which I really like. I love cultivation manhwas. Plus, the story is pretty good. The art is amazing. Like manhwa art, like some of them are really bad, but this is really, really good. This and Star Martial God have amazing art, but I prefer the one in this. Like the colors and the way he colors up the characters are just so much more vibrant and bright, and the curves on some of those waifus are also pretty good as well. The story does go pretty well. Those chapters are pretty short compared to a manhwa or a manga chapter, but they do somehow get the content across, and they update fairly regularly, I think once a week. There's also a web novel which the manhwas do follow, so if you like to read web novels and be ahead in what's happening in the story, you can also read that. Now at number 1 we have Solo Leveling. At no surprise to anyone, which is because it's one of the greatest stories of a weak to strong OP MC. 10 years ago, after the gate that connected the real world with the monsters world opened up, some of the ordinary everyday people received the power to hunt monsters within the gate. They are known as hunters. However, not all hunters are powerful. Our MC is named Sung Jin-woo, an E-rank hunter. He is someone who risks his life in the lowest level dungeons, the world's weakest, having no skills whatsoever to display. He barely earned the money required by fighting in low level dungeons, but that was until he one day found a hidden dungeon with the hard difficulty in the D-rank dungeons. In the end, while fighting for his life, he received a strange power, a quest log that only he could see, a secret leveling up that only he knew about. If he trained in accordance with these quests and hunted monsters, his levels could rise, changing from the weakest hunter to the strongest S-rank hunter. Now obviously solo leveling is at the top of this list because it is one of my favorite manhwas ever. I have read this about 2 or 3 times over and I just can't wait for them to make an anime for it. Though anything about it has not been clearly said, it is pretty obvious that hopefully we will get one maybe next year or the year after that. Also, solo leveling just finished season 1, which means that people who haven't somehow read it yet can binge read the entire manhwa in about like a day. Now that is all for today's video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this top 10 weak to OP manga, manhwa and manhwa. If you like videos just like this, be sure to hit that like button as it seriously helps out both this video and the channel. Also, if you have any other video suggestions like this, be sure to put them in the comment section down below. Also, I'm sorry about the audio quality of this video changing because my microphone sort of stopped working, so I use my phone and I can't buy any microphone unfortunately because of the whole thing happening in the world right now because Amazon won't deliver. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications like I said in the beginning of this video. And I've been Miraie, and I will see you guys in the next video.